Hi, Ashley and Bella here. We are live. Oh, I hear feedback.
Now you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you before too.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get the feedback to go away. But anyways, hello everybody. It's been a while since we came live, but we have something kind of cooking for you, and we want to invite you to our next kind of masterclass invitation. We're actually going to be doing something this Friday, and we are bringing something a little bit esoteric and kind of out there, but we're moving there anyways. I mean, we're bringing something called the Trivian Code, and this came from Ra's prophecy of 2027, and talking about the new rave beings and the Trivian being that will be coming. Because we're basically evolving, and our species is going to basically evolve into something new. And so what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to kind of give you this code and allow you to use it in your life to help you get into alignment, because this is the last 7-year cycle before we shift into a new epoch. And these epochs are hundreds of years long, and we are super, super lucky to be able to experience this shift in our lifetime. And we'll go into that on the call on Friday, but we wanted to come in and kind of give you the link to it and give you that invitation. Did you want to kind of come in and give them a little bit more details or something else, Bella?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard myself for a long time. Can you hear me twice or is it fine? No, it's actually. Let's see.
We're having
Actually, maybe mute yourself and then I can speak and then we just, yeah. Perfect. So I've heard myself for a long time just kind of going through what's happening in the body graph and what's happening with the awareness centers, the spleen, the ajna, and the emotional center, and that kind of, this is where we're going, and kind of in a way taking for granted that everybody understands and that we understand what happens in us. And what I feel with what's coming through for you and me, Ashley, is that we are realizing that it's going to look different for all of us how we evolve. It's kind of the same mechanics, but how we do it in our unique blueprint is going to depend on what is defined and on so many things. So to kind of take it down from that big mechanical level that human design speaks about it, and take it down to the life journey of an individual, and also supporting it with a gene keys, because that's what's going to allow you always to kind of take that golden path, whether it's in here and now or long term as we are evolving. So that's what I'm excited about, to take it down, to experiment with this big shift and mutation in each and everyone's life, and how does it look, and learn about it too. So it's a little bit of an experiment as well, how does it look, what is the difference when I mutate and when you mutate, and how can we support each other?
Yeah, and I mean, I hadn't really done a lot of investigating into the Trivian being, but it started to just come into all of us. We were kind of initiated into this, and we are bringing through stuff as it goes, and there's not a lot out there on the Trivian being, or actually what's going to be happening in 2027. It's just a prophecy that Rob brings forward, and he talks about the shift and the incarnation cross and kind of what's evolving, what's going, what's dying off, stuff like that. And if you know Ra, it can be a little bit dark and morbid, and we don't know what 2027 is going to bring. And so what we are wanting to do is we're wanting to bring you into this kind of experience and invitation to explain to you kind of what is happening as we are evolving, as our Trivian being is kind of coming online. Well, now that doesn't mean that we are going to turn into the Trivian being, because we are Homo sapiens. We are our own species. But what needs to happen is we all need to come into alignment so that we are operating in our alignment, in our core stability, in our uniqueness and individuality, and so that we are deconditioned and we can operate in our genius, so that we are vibrating at the frequency of love, and not fear, because these Trivian beings, I believe, are coming. There's some precursors coming. Ones that are kind of testing out the water, sending back information to their hub. Not that they're aliens or anything. I mean, they're going to be alien to us, but it's going to be really important for us to be in our center, because we want these Trivian beings to be born in the energy of love. It's just like when you are pregnant and you're giving birth. You're not going to want to have a lot of trauma happening while the baby's being born. You're not going to want to have a lot of chaos. We're wanting to hold our vibration and our frequency at this level that is making it a cocoon of love for these Trivian beings to come into, because they're the new species. They're the new us. And it's not that we are pitted against each other either. It's not something that you should be afraid of. It's just that these Trivian beings are coming, and the program, which is the matrix, is going to be supporting them. And I'm not here to scare anybody, because that's not my intention. My intention is to purely help you decondition so that you can be in your genius and so that you can thrive. It's almost like we're growing up. It's time to grow up. It's time to trust in your authority, to trust in your inner resiliency, to trust in your ability to take care of yourself. And so we're here to help you come into independence, because we've been in interdependence for far too long, and it's created codependency. And now that we see all these structures falling down and falling away, we're needing to come into our sovereignty. We're needing to come into our own empowerment. And that's what's going to help us in 2027, when we can be independent and self-sufficient, basically, because that's the program is going to be focused on the Trivian being. And that's how it should be, because all life evolves. We're going on an evolutionary journey, and we're the species that's kind of eventually going to be dying out. So allow yourself to get to the zenith of your potential now. Let yourself be there. Let yourself express yourself in your own genius and uniqueness. So we're kind of here to help initiate you guys into your true potential, so that you're operating at the highest capacity you can. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a 4/6, so my body is a 6 line, and that's 2027. We're coming into 6 line reality. So I will kind of go and say we are becoming the Trivian being. Like, you know, I would go to that. I would go that far and say that we are going to be able to live centered in 3. Like centered in 3 centers, you know, it's 3, and it's about life force, it's about direction, and it's about truth or expression of truth. That's to speak about the Trivian being in the simplest way. It's about the true understanding of our life force, of our sexuality, of how we are grounded in this world where we are part of this nature. And then it's about the direction and the love and knowing who you are, your identity, in the G center. And then it's about the throat center that has so many gates, so many ways of expression. But what is your truth, and how to have that come across? Once you are centered there and just informed kind of by the other centers and what's going on, you are already in the vibration. You're not going to genetically maybe be another race, but you're going to be grounded in the frequency of the next root race. And we know that we are in the Kali Yuga, so there's been a lot of death, and you know, we're in Scorpio right now in the 28th, a lot that has to die in order for us to come in to the next era, to the next level of potential, where the portal is already there. So this program is about having us understand from, like, having us understand what really happens, and using those systems to see it in front of us, so that we can grasp it a little bit more than to just know there is a mutation happening right now in the emotional center. You know, if we're into human design, maybe a little bit more we know what that means, but that's what I'm seeing. We don't really know what it means until we go in and start experiment.
Yeah, and speaking of experimenting, I mean, we're inviting you to this. I don't want to call it a master class, because it's not like we're the masters that are teaching this Trivian Code. We are simply bringing you the things that you need to know to help you understand if this journey is for you, because this is experimental. And this is only for people who are completely dedicated and committed. We are only taking in a few people. And so we are kind of bringing you this knowledge, this information, and everything that we kind of have brought through us thus far on Friday. So I'm posting in the chat, and I'll edit the description later, for you to sign up for this free invitation. I'm not going to call it a masterclass because we're basically just bringing you some information and inviting you to this experience and this experiment. Basically, Bella and I are kind of being initiated by the Trivian Being Collective. And I say this as like, these beings are a collective consciousness, right? And the Trivian beings are kind of prompting us to learn more. How do we come into alignment with ourselves? It sounds really esoteric and woo-woo, and yes, it is, but we're the vessels, and this is what's coming through for us. And we really want to be able to take you there. We want you to kind of be activated by this code. And what you see on the screen is the Trivian code that kind of came through us. And we will explain more about how this code is broken down and what it's going to activate in you on Friday. So if you're going to want to come to this invitation, this Trivian code experience on Friday, we're doing it at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to initiate you with this Trivian code. And we'd love for you to join us. And we'd love for you to also feel called to experience this program with us, because we're really wanting to call in people who are super interested and feel something deep in their gut. If you are a generator, a manifesting generator, you're going to be like, yeah, I want to do this, right? And this is your invitation to you projectors. We'd love to have you come and do this with us. This is purely an experiment. We're getting the downloads. We're being initiated into this kind of process. So we want to share that with you guys. And if you feel like this sounds like something that you are in alignment with and that could be beneficial for you, we would love to have you there. Obviously, this isn't enough time for reflectors to be able to wait a lunar cycle. But if you want to feel into it, we would love to still have you on. And then manifestors, you guys know already. So just inform us if you're coming or not, because we're just here letting you know that this is what we're doing. Is there anything else that you want to add, Bella? I think you're muted though.
So if people can't join, like Europeans is going to be, well, this week is a little bit better because we are still they are on not on daylight saving time anymore, but it's still going to be 4 or 5 hours. So how can they watch it afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, the Trivian code, right?
Yeah, like the masterclass, are we going to post it somewhere? Do people have to register in order to be able to catch it?
Yes, the link that I'm posting in the comments, and then I'm also editing the description right now. You're going to be able to join us there, and then we'll email you the replay. Okay. We may post it on YouTube, but I'm just feeling like this is a closed container for people who are serious about this, and you guys don't know a lot of stuff, so you're really going to have to go on your intuition here. There's not a lot of information that we can give you right now, but during the masterclass, the invitation, we will be giving you as much as we know, and then kind of inviting you into our world. So I'd love for you guys to join us. And the code, the link is up in all locations right now, except YouTube, I believe, but that's okay. So anyways, thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you on Friday. And please sign up with that link, because you'll get the information for the Zoom room. And it's going to be in that closed Zoom room. We're not going to stream live to Facebook or anything like that. It's going to be in our little container. So if you feel the call, register. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.